it's JD, and I've been thinking very, very much about doing a video again about the truth. Talking with a lot of truthers. And what is the truth? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. First, let me say yes, I idolize George Washington as one of our greatest patriots. But I sent somebody a picture of George Washington beside his horse, and it said, to the English, George Washington was a terrorist, which is true. But to the Americans, George Washington was a patriot. That is true. Actually, if we'd have lost the war, people like Thomas Jefferson, John Hancock, George Washington, James Adams, and a whole bunch of others would have lost their heads or got hung or went to prison for a very long time. That's right. Because they would have been tried as traitors to the English crown. That is the truth. They were considered the rebels, the bad people to England. To the French, they were the libertarian liberals who wanted freedom from the terrible English crown. That is also the truth. And to the American people, depending if you were, quote, a patriot or a Tory, depends on what you were. To the patriots, fighting for freedom to develop this free country. To the Tories, people who were going to enslave us if they win the war. That was a fear they had. But to the Americans, there was, at the end of the war, a compassion for the Tories, because they were Americans and we needed them too. So these are all truths. Nothing there I told you was a lie. But they are so different. Because the truth is, like I said, as I see it. The same thing goes for every one of you out there. But the one thing I have found a lot of truthers are, is they're not willing to look at the other side. Only their side matters. Therefore, they're not truth seeker. To be a truth seeker, you must be open to listen to all. You must be willing to research all. You must be looking for the absolute truth, not the truth as you see it. So, what is the truth? There's a lot of people out there who live in lies, and they know they're living in lies. So to them, anything could be the truth. But us who believe in the truth, and that the truth must be there, must be spoken, must be part of the American government and the basis of this nation. There's three things I say that this nation's based on: freedom, truth, and justice. Without freedom, you're not allowed to speak the truth. And without truth, you can never have justice. So they're very important to this nation. And they're important to me. There's a lot of unanswered questions in history, and I'm not going to get bogged down on them in this video, because I can't. I can name hundreds of things we need to check into. Why did 2 Border Patrol guards go to jail for doing their job? There's the truth for you. Why did they? Why was evidence suppressed at their trial to prove that the individual that they shot in the butt does constantly carry weapons? Which only after his amnesty wore out was ended up being arrested, having guns on him, and smuggling drugs into this country. These truths. Why? Why did Waco happen? There's a truth. A religious organization that the United States government attacked because we didn't believe in what they... no. You see, I could come up with hundreds of items that we must search. Not just 9/11. And if 9/11 is a governmental plot, there will be people held accountable. But the truth has to be searched from all sides. A real person who believes in the truth must be open to the truth. Like I said, to the United States, the young country, George Washington was a great hero, a great patriot. But to the British in England, he was a rebel, he was a terrorist, he was killing innocent soldiers. See? What is the real truth? We won the war, so he was a patriot, a great American leader. If we had lost the war, history would have been written different. Lot was writing on that little war. So people, there may be things I say that you disagree with. And I want to know that, because that's the truth as I see it. And the only way I can know the absolute truth is to see the truth from your eyes also. That is what the truth is. And that is what matters. A young lady today sent me some stuff that I told her to call me on. Don't put it on the internet. I believe it's going to be some very sensitive stuff, and I'm going to let her know. We may have to hold it till I'm president, and then we'll find out why, how come. But we will find out the truth. Why and how come. That is another truth, an absolute truth. You have questions, we will find the answers. But understand, it may not be the answer you want to hear, but to the very best of my ability, and believe me, it can be quite strong, you will get the absolute truth that I know. Every video I ever made is on YouTube. Will not come off. Why? So that you have every word I spoke. So you have the truth as I see it. So if I should not keep my word, not keep the truth, not be straightforward with you, you will have it. And you can use it against me anytime. I give you permission. Now, will I make mistakes? Yes, but will I lie? Never knowingly will I ever lie. That I can say positively. Will I lie? I may, but not knowingly. But will I tell you everything? Well, when you hear, answer me no questions, I tell you no lies, means no, I'm not going to answer that question, because I will not lie to you. And I cannot answer it for one reason or another. Wow, that's interesting, Bell. So, what is the real truth is what I'm searching after. Not the truth as I see it, not the truth as you see it, not the truth as any of us see it, but though maybe as some of you see it, because you may see the absolute real truth. And I will eventually see it. That's the reason why I tell you the truth is as I see the truth. But when I get all the information, I will then know the absolute truth. All the information on George Washington, with us seeing him as a great patriot, and with England seeing him as a terrorist, is this. George Washington was a great leader for a freedom movement in a great nation. That's the absolute truth. Neither did I say patriot or neither did I say terrorist. I said a great leader for a nation, a free, great nation. That's the absolute truth. And that's looking at both sides. See? I knew the absolute truth, but when I looked at both sides, I got to see. Because as a terrorist, he was a leader, a general of an army, of a nation that fought for their freedom. And today is a great free nation, which has lost its way, but still, we can fix that. That's the absolute truth. Either side you look at it, that's the same. And that's how you find the truth. Be open to look at it from all sides. That is the truth I search for. Not one side, not the other side. I feel finding the truth, one of my greatest challenges, will be what happened at 9/11. That's going to be a challenge. and telling you. I'll be honest with you right up front. We all know about Roswell. We all know the stories about aliens being there and flying saucer. If that's real, you will know it right away. Because I'm not going to lie about it. Okay? That's a promise. So you people in government, if you're trying to keep Roswell a secret, is it real? Don't even bother anymore. Because the day I'm sworn in, I will announce it's real. There are times secrets need to be kept, but items of such that is not the case. I'll be honest with you, if we do have alien bodies, I wish that the aliens would contact us so we could transfer those bodies to them. So that they can perform the final rites or rituals, whichever they do. They're not an animal to be kept in liquid stored somewhere. They're actually an intelligent being that needs to be respected as such. But that's neither here nor there. Bottom line is, I do feel 9/11 is going to be my greatest challenge as far as searching for the truth. I do feel. I have other questions too. But I will search for the absolute truth. I will be acceptable to both sides. Whether I may agree or disagree. And if I disagree, I will tell you. And if you disagree, tell me. But above all else, understand what this nation is built on. Freedom, truth, and justice. We have to have freedom so we can speak the truth as we know it. And the justice comes from the knowledge of the truth. That's it. Justice is built on truth. Truth is built on freedom. Without them, the United States is like every other single nation in the world. And to tell you this about the someone did something about how the Constitution was designed to build a great. No, it was. The Constitution is, if you read the Constitution and leave out the Bill of Rights, because that's where your power to the people is given. And that's why I refer to the Bill of Rights as the Ten Commandments of our Constitution. And I will defend the Ten Commandments emblem on top of the Supreme Court, because that doesn't represent the Ten Commandments of God. That represents the Ten Commandments of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. There's 10. So, that's a truth that I believe in. There's a truth, one of my truths. You can argue with it with me, and I'd be glad to argue with it. Because I know when we argue and discuss, knowledge is transferred. If you cannot be open to accept the truth as another person sees it, you will never transfer the knowledge of what is really the truth. Okay? So now you know how I feel about the truth. The truth is as we see it, but we must be open to accept others' truths. And from that, we might, if we're lucky, just be able to find the absolute truth. And that is what our government needs to be based on. No more of these lies. No more. We can't exist with the Constitution and the congressional lies. Politically correct's got to get thrown out the window. That's an absolute truth. I believe it. If you can't speak the truth, you must be politically correct. You're lying. So you all have a nice day. This is JD. And understand, I have the truth as I see it, but I am always searching for what I call the absolute truth. Thank you. Have a nice day.